This is one of my questions, but I think it has already been answered. Is this why Data Day with Data Dave is PG?
So man, we retired that years ago.
Huh?
I'm not PG no more. I mean, we
Huh?
can cuss. I mean, I'll say this.
What?
Initially, the reason why I was PG wasn't necessarily Christian values or anything, but I felt that the games I primarily streamed had a much younger audience. So back
Oh,
then, I
okay.
was like, hey, I'm in Pokemon. Not, I mean, people do what they want. Pokemon's actually nostalgic. It has a much older audience. But at that time, I'm like, I feel like I have a lot of younger viewers. I'll keep it clean because, like, I admit I used to cuss like a sailor and language I'm not gonna use in this video, but like, I say a lot. Not that it's bad. It's just that's my natural. My homies
Yeah.
and friends know. But I cleaned it up for stream because I'm like, hey, I want to grow this. I don't know if this is gonna help me by being this way. So from streaming, I got a habit of not cussing much because like I did it for so long. But what changed it, believe it or not, is once I started collaborating with other streamers that, let's be real, had no filter. And they my homies. They my friends for real, for real. But I was like, dang, like, I'm not going to be in VC with them because I don't want them to curse. And my viewers got to be mindful. But in my real life, I'm like, am I really like that? Like, nah, like, I don't care about no profanity. Do you? Like, I'm just here to game. And that shift, I don't know how many years ago, maybe 3-4 years ago, around whenever Naruto Shinobi Striker was kind of popping, I was like, I shouldn't let the language barrier be an issue for my streams because it's not a language barrier for me. I'll be authentically myself. Now, the irony is because I was PG for so long, like out of habit, I just don't curse much. Like it's more of
Right.
a, I intentionally said this to be funny, but it's become a habit, but I don't mind if others do it. But it was more so of, I feel like the atmosphere of the games I'm streaming at the time don't fit the language of what I primarily do, and I made the habit of not doing so.
That makes sense. That answers a lot right there. Hey, I appreciate that, bro.
No problem.
Yeah, that's pretty good, man. I always thought that because for me, like, I'm not PG, but at the same time, it's like, okay, there are certain words that I don't just want to use on stream, even though I use it in
Exactly.
my personal life all the
Same,
time. Like,
same, fam. If you heard me off street, people like Dave. I'm like, yeah,
yeah,
like I find it funny at TwitchCon because like you really get like if you throw a few drinks in my system and hear me talk, you gonna be like Dave. I'm like, yeah, like this is whatever. Like I ain't gonna do this live, but this is how I talk. Like I'm literally ain't throwing a stereotype. I'm from Southside Chicago in the hundreds.
it gets
That
real.
it's Chicago and like fam, I
Yeah,
grew up in Atlanta. You know what I mean? It's just that's just is what it is. It's like, but but for my stream, for my content, that's more for me and my branding.
that's what's up, bro. That's what's
But catch
up.
me off stream. I mean, it's the same guy, just the verbiage may be a little different.
When you are, let's say if you're like not doing anything on your side of like content creation, but somebody has you on their side and they're like unfiltered, do
Mhm.
you then, be your outside self with them on their platform?
It depends how drunk am I. Now, jokes aside, I'm still day to day no matter what spaces I'm in. But honestly, the same energy you get on my stream is the same energy you get on somebody else's. Now, if I'm drunk as hell, some words might slip, but generally, I'm not against profanity. I try not to be excessive. The same takes you'll get from me live and offline, even without a filter. Like, and what's funny is, like, my offline filter really ain't that much. It's just a few more words is added.
Yeah.
But my online filter, even if it's not my stream, it's the same thing. It's like, hey, like, this still day to day.
Got it. Got
But
it.
I do drinking streams, and there's been some clips, but I'm like, hey, I did that. I was drunk. That's funny as hell. I love it. Enjoy that clip. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I stand by whatever I do.
At what age did you start like getting into content creation and start taking it serious?
I will say roughly 26, believe it or not. 26,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. What made you want to dive
Wait,
into it?
wait, let me make sure I'm doing my math right. I'm
Yeah,
32. I'll do my math. 32 minus 7, 20, 25, 26. Yeah. But what made me take it seriously, believe it or not, what got me to content creation is I was going for, believe it or not, my PhD in computer science, specifically computer science or human computer interaction. And, I went to school. My life was wake up, go to graduate school. I taught because I wanted a scholarship. And when I went home, all I did was play video games. But from one of my students, he mentioned Twitch. And I'm like, oh, I don't know much about Twitch other than Twitch plays Pokemon.
Yeah.
But look, I watched a streamer and I was like, oh, like afterwards, I was like, this is dope. Twitch is cool. A friend was telling me about it afterwards. And I was like, I wish I could Twitch. He's like, yeah, just buy a microphone and webcam. And I'm like, Sure, like I ain't got shit else to do. Like after school, I just go home and play games. Why don't I just stream them anyway? And I
That
did my
easy.
first stream, but I had a very poor broken laptop. Like it was like literally coming apart, but it worked. And I'm a broke PhD student. They don't pay as much. But ultimately, I started to stream. I got one viewer, and it was so fun navigating through Undertale. That's what I streamed. And before you knew it, I'm like, well, I'm having to eat. I play video games anyway. I'll just stream as I go. And before you know it, I was just doing it in my pastime. And it was a cool way to interact with viewers, get to know people, play games, and try different things. And what's fun about it, and I'm glad this happened, because my laptop wasn't that strong, it forced me to play indie games. Not at the time, I just kind of played like Overwatch, Final Fantasy, cool. But it forced me to play
Oh,
different games, and those different games brought different people and different audiences. And before you knew it, I was literally streaming every day, and that's where the phrase "day to day" with DataDave originated. It's been revamped now, same phrase but different meaning. But yeah, I kept it going, and I got partnered on Twitch in like 6 months. It was wild. But what's wild back then is that we didn't have a sub button. Like Twitch affiliateship didn't work.
right.
So once I got partnered, I got a lot of subs, and I was like, holy crap! Like I think I just made some money from this. This is different, and I just been keeping it going ever since.